Hey guys, this is Zilla, and welcome to World of Tanks. We still have the Christmas event going on. This is one of my favorite events of the whole wargaming season. But there's so much going on in wargaming right now. In World of Tanks, you've got this event going on. In World of Warships, you've got ranked battles, you've got clan wars, you've got all kinds of different missions going on. And you've got the carrier rework on the PTR. So lots of stuff going on. It's keeping me very busy. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to replay this tank destroyer. This is the Dicker Max. Dicker Max in German, it means Fat Max. Now, there were two of these made. Both were sent to the Eastern Front. The idea was to put a whopping 105mm field gun on the chassis of a Panzer III-4. Okay. The problem was, didn't work right. So of the two, one of them caught on fire and blew up. So I only had one left. So this thing served on the Eastern Front out toward Leningrad, right? And it wasn't very well liked. It was underpowered. The suspension tended to wear out rather quickly. The transmission was strained and it broke down a lot. And when the gun fired, it created such a smoke cloud in front of the tank that you couldn't observe the fall of the shot. So what they had to do is the commander of the vehicle had to dismount one side or the other and observe the fall of the shot. And it wasn't a very well put together vehicle. But the idea at that time, the Germans just needed to put as many guns into the field as they could, and this was an idea. It wasn't very well armored at all, and in the game it's a paper tiger, okay? But it's got this 105mm gun, okay, which could easily take out the KVs and T-34s that it came up against. But it served, for a little bit. It pretty much stayed broken down, but when they did use it, it was, I guess, effective at what it did. And then it was lost. And I can't find anything about what happened to it. Probably it was just gobbled up in a Russian steamroller attack and, broke down and was abandoned and was among the, flotsam of the rest of the war. As you see some pictures, you'll see derelict vehicles laying all over the place, and this was probably one of them that was left behind. And eventually broken up for scrap. But this actually did serve in World War II. There was one. The other one, like I said, caught on fire. It was a transmission fire. It caught on fire and it blew up. So, yeah, you try all kinds of different stuff. The Germans were just desperate to try and get as many guns into the field as they could. This was an idea. There was nothing wrong with the 105mm gun. It worked perfectly fine. The problem was they put it on this chassis that was underpowered, and it wasn't very well thought out. So we're going to take it into battle, and we're going to see what we can do. And this is the Dicker Max. Again, it means Fat Max. And this word on the side of my tank, that's Jaeger. That means hunter. All right? So we're going to take a hunter and go hunting and see if we can become hunter, or maybe we become the hunted, huh? All right. Okay, we've gotten into battle, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a look around. On this map, there's a ridge line that runs right down the center of the map. There's a town as you look at the mini-map over to the right. That's where heavy tanks go to slug it out. Tank destroyers like me will generally go up on the ridge line to my right, and that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go over to the right over here, and we're going to take this bad boy over here. Now, it's not exactly the swiftest horse in the barn. It is rather underpowered. And when I come to this little hill right here, you're going to see that. It just kind of like, it just dies. Poor thing. But the objective is to get that gun into a position where it can do something good. Which, as you'll see as this battle comes along, I don't do that very well. But I'm going to get behind a bush. I'm going to camp bush. And what normally happens is if you look at the mini-map and down the left-hand side of the map, The enemy will scout the middle, but they will zerg down the left or they'll zerg down the right. It's up to our team to hold that line. Okay? So they're behind that ridge line. That's why I can't see him. I know he's there because somebody spotted him, but I can't see him. I can't get a sight on him because there's a ridge right there. If I go out there and go up on that ridge, I will get shot to pieces. This thing has literally no armor. A Volkswagen Beetle has more armor than this thing does. I know I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. But when it hits at this tier, it will wake you up. Okay. So what the enemy is doing right now is they're coming down into that copse and they're getting owned by an SU-152 that's over to my right. He's got a good angle on these guys. I don't. But what I have is a good covering angle for the center of the field, which no enemies have showed up there yet. And I've got a good angle for anything coming over that ridge trying to creep down into that little dead ground on the other side of the road. Okay? But I have no shot on this guy. They're playing ring around the rosy around that windmill. And actually our guys, well, God bless them, they're trying, but they're going to fail. Here's a spoiler alert for you. This is how you don't play ring around the rosy. All right? You don't get baited in to go after a tank on the other side of that windmill when there's a freaking tank destroyer up on that ridge that you can't see. And that's an M3 Lee that's trying to chase him. Now, an M3 Lee is basically, it says it's a tank, but it's not really. It's a tank destroyer. Its 75 millimeter gun is slung low in the front of that tank. So it's best used as a tank destroyer. But, you know, they're trying, God bless them, and they're getting pounded into oblivion. As you can see, their health bars slowly start to disappear while I sit here and I'm able to really do nothing. So here in a little bit, I'm going to make a command decision, but I can't hit it. I have no targets here. And I see these guys are getting eaten up. 4 tanks against 1, and they can't take him out. Now here comes a friend. Okay? And they're going to Zerg rush him. But what he's doing is you ever hear the phrase chase the wabbit? He's drawing them back in so they can be exposed to fire to that TD that's over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull forward. I'm going to go up to that next ridge. And what I'm going to do, this thing has superb gun depression. I can point this gun almost straight down into the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up to this ridge and I'm going to use that gun depression to try and put some shots on these guys coming over that hill. But as you can see, our tanks are disappearing rather quickly. But there's only so much I can do. And if you look at the mini-map and you look at the eastern side of the map, you'll notice that our team is gone. It has been completely exterminated from that side of the map. So we're losing 47. Don't worry, it gets worse. So I'm scanning, I'm looking for the heavy tank. Isn't it amazing how he just disappeared? Okay, now there's the Lee. He's trying to play that like it's a real tank. It's not a real tank. It's a tank destroyer. Anyway, Lord have mercy. They just gone. You outnumber the enemy 4-1, and you're gone. Anyway, I'm going to pull back into this dead ground behind me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take up a position where I can cover our cap. I know that the enemy's coming from the town. There they are. I've got good concealment here. I don't have a lot of cover. And I know those guys behind me are going to put on their big boy pants and they're going to come forward here pretty soon. So I'm aiming. I'm not going to hit that guy. My lag is too much to be hitting that guy. You see that delay? But there's a juicy heavy tank behind him. Oh, and the spotting of this thing is excellent. You know, when you're not firing, you got excellent view range on this tank. Tank destroyer, I just stand corrected. Okay, there's a heavy. He's coming in. I took a blind shot there, hoping I would hit him. This is increasingly desperate. We're down 11-5. And this is not looking very well. Because I know those guys are coming up behind me. I know they are. It's just a matter of time. Okay, so let's see if we can hit something over here. If we got some target. A lot of times on tank destroyers, it's a matter of being in the right place at the right time. And I was not in the right place, and that was not the right time. Although this is a very good tank destroyer in the right circumstances. You have to have a team that stands their ground. Okay, there's a heavy tank. There's one shot. That's a bounce. Here's another shot. Come on now. Boom, baby. That's that 105 in action. And let's get another shot in here. There's another shot. Tracked him. One more. Got him. That medium tank is going to... See, I'm taking fire from all over now. I have no chance, lad. I'm done. Put a fork in me. And that was a I don't know what is that, a Cromwell? Oh, well, anyhow, the tank's very dependent upon positioning and your team holding up its end. So that is going to be a loss, but that is the Dicker Max, and you can see what it can do. In the meantime, you guys, hey, good on that SU-152 on our team. You guys be good to each other and have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.